Hello, hello, hello. I know you can't see anybody on the screen. I'm about to turn on the screen right now. Just give me one moment here. We're now live on YouTube. Okay. So welcome everyone in attendance and to all who will be watching on YouTube. This is Afternoon Poetry at My Place Cafe. Since My Place Cafe is still open during this live stream, stop by and get a coffee, cold brew, or latte. Above My Place Cafe is the Zen Den, a yoga studio ran by Jody Smith. Jody is also the founder of Magic Melon and Mama, Wellness for the Culture. Next class for the Zen Den is tomorrow at 6 p.m. It's the Soul Flow class. Learn more about this and other yoga classes, including purchasing some Magic Melon and Mama products at the zendenla.com. We frequently spotlight poets. Today's featured poet also spotlights other poets. I saw Nikolai Garcia read several times online in 2020 and 2021. I had the opportunity to see him read with my own eyes at the Altadena Arts Festival last October. After his first set, him, Bibiana Arpacio Chamberlain, and I went to my cafe to have brunch. He loved it. I even asked LaTanya Smith, the owner, to take a picture with them. Afterwards, we returned to the festival where I heard Garcia read his second set. Like LaTanya, I am just thrilled to have a poet who has returned to My Place Cafe. So introducing Nikolai Garcia today is Olga Murillo. She was our featured 2021 featured, she was our February 2021 featured writer. She writes both prose and poetry. You can watch her reading on our YouTube channel, My Place Cafe Events. We also thank her for introducing. So I'm gonna go ahead and screen share the video.
Hi, everyone. The writer we have for you today is an essential LA poet, Nikolai Garcia. When I think about LA, his poems from his book, Nuclear Shadows of Palm Trees, come to mind. He was born in South Central LA, and he has lived a good chunk of his life in Compton. Whoop, whoop. That's where I'm from. He studied journalism and creative writing at East LA College under Gene Stapleton and Carol Lem. His work has been published in multiple areas and anthologies and works like Extreme and Anthology for Social and Environmental Justice. He is a founding member of the Coleman Collective and an assistant editor for Dryland, a literary magazine from South Central. His entry into writing was one of culture. It was a Roxanne episode when he was 13, an episode where a child read a poem, and bear with me, I don't know Roxanne. It was where a child read a poem and that child's mother began to cry because she was moved. And that's when he thought, I can do that with words. I can make people cry. Not exactly that, but that's how it sounded. And that's exactly what he did. So his process for writing is one that's exactly like mine's. It's not there yet. So when I asked him, he said it's definitely a discipline that he's coming back to. As everyone, he's been impacted by the pandemic, and he's starting to really put time into his writing, which I know as a writer myself is hard for everyone to do. He says that anything can be crafted from good bones, and lucky for him, he does have good bones. And he says that he tends to write at a coffee shop, edit at a bar. And I think that's a great Hemingwayan way of doing it, which Hemingway cleverly said, write drunk and edit sober, which this is a better way that he's doing. And I feel his pain when he says he needs more discipline. I'm right here. In Nuclear Shadows of Palm Trees, he does an immaculate job of sensory images, like in A Long Drive, where he says, smell of grapes and asparagus and apricots become a permanent salad in the air. It's one of my favorite lines. And that's also the same one that I consider not a traditional love poem, yearning for a woman, but also yearning to see his daughter upstate. He's also great at having absent pronouns, which really does place, I believe, the writer in the poem and makes you the driver of that poem, makes you that person in that poem. And later, when the topic starts getting serious and more concrete into its topic, that's when you get the I's, the she's, and everything else. So it is my pleasure and my delight to bring to you today, even though I'm not here, but to bring to you today, Nikolai Garcia. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Nikolai Garcia. Thanks for everybody that's joining us here in person, on Zoom, and later on YouTube. Let me know in the chat if you can't hear me, and I'll speak louder. Otherwise, I'm gonna go ahead and start. Oh, actually before, well, let me just jump in this. All right. Once again, my name is Nikolai Garcia, and this is where I'm from. I don't smoke weed, I smoke palm trees. I rise in the clouds like the 110-105 interchange. I take back airspace from a LAPD chopper, examining freeways, concrete ribbons anchoring our smog and beaches to the West Coast. Each night, I dream about Wanda Coleman. She tells me one day I'll be as big as the Watchtowers. She says, point your finger in any direction, eventually you'll hit a freeway. Her laugh, a roar. I marvel at how Manchester Avenue creeps into Firestone Boulevard. I promise myself, when the freeways begin to crumble and the city drifts into the Pacific, I will stand watch. When the final palm tree goes up in flames, Wanda Coleman's roar will be the last thing I want to hear. That, of course, was a poem called Wanda Coleman's Roar from my chapbook, Nuclear Shadows of Palm Trees. And I just want to say, I want to thank Jesse for putting this together, and My Place Cafe for hosting. It's a great place, great coffee shop here in Pasadena with really good food. I had a breakfast sandwich today that was made with love, seriously. So right now, I think I'm gonna keep reading from my chapbook. I'm gonna read a couple from my chapbook, and then I'll get into some new material that I haven't read anywhere else. Some of it I'm still actually workshopping, but whatever. This is a portrait of a homeless youth with lizard. And like I said, if you guys can't hear me, let me know in the chat and I'll raise my voice. Gabriel woke up near the Hollywood freeway, sleeping on his side under a brush and smog. As the sun rose from the east, he noticed a creature nestled between the earth and his belly. Gabriel slowly moved his hand, offering it to the creature. It wrapped around Gabriel's hand, making him smile. Gabriel named the lizard Hope, placing it on his shoulder. Wherever Gabriel went, Hope went. Whenever Gabriel ate, Hope ate. Whenever Gabriel slept, Hope slept. When people asked where he found his lizard, Gabriel liked to say, I didn't find Hope. Hope found me.
My friend Bill Ratner's favorite poem was.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here, GT.
Away from it.
Love that shirt. I'm from South Central, just so you know, so yeah. This is, I'm gonna read a couple really short poems, LA poems. This is called An LA Storm. Clouds gather en masse. Raindrops become heavier than heaven, giving Los Angeles a storm. Freeways flooded. There's no escape from water. Life, we are drenched. With filth and vermin down the gutters, the city gives its permission for 1,000 flowers to blossom. Looking at the sky, rain clouds that linger can be mistaken for a fired smoke. This is a downtown LA bar at noon. Beer spilling, vodka splashing, whiskey dreams deferred. Inside this darkness, Bukowski's ghost hovers next to shadows slouching on bar stools. Dust gathers on top shelf bottles while melancholy music plays on the jukebox, sadder than a $1 tip that lays on the counter untouched. Whenever the front door opens and sunlight sneaks in, old souls momentarily regain the consciousness they let drown in pints of Guinness. This came out in 2019. This book here. This is a poem about baseball. It's called Stoppage of Play. The threat of nuclear war has caused a delayed game at Dodger Stadium. Thousands of loyal fans remain in their seats, pecking at smartphones. On the jumbo screen, an announcement from the president. America first, he says. The crowd goes wild. Meanwhile, in Congress, bobbleheads nod in approval. Not even the silly hopes for a World Series will remain at Chavez Ravine. Nuclear shadows of palm trees will be the only evidence of where a city once stood. That was actually originally published in the issue of Spectrum, I think in 2018 maybe. Let's see, we'll do a couple more from here, two more from here. This is Walking Around Skid Row. It's after Nikki Giovanni. Walking down Main Street or Spring Street, do you ever wonder, was it any better before the lofts arrived? Do you ever stop and stare at a man, face covered with smog and misery, lying on the asphalt as a hipster walks their dog beside him? Nothing bad around us as long as we keep moving. Did you ever wonder what home was like before they gave it rules and regulations so they could attach applications, waiting lists, and criminal records to it? Do you want to know what will happen if you get your own place? If someone will love you? Ever look west when the sun will let you? Past the dealers on the corner, past the carts of hot dogs hugged by bacon, and think maybe there's a place for you to lay head on pillow and finally dream. And tell me, have you ever wondered what it would be like if there were no such things as landlords? Would you walk these buildings looking for an apartment and see you could get one easily? Ever wonder what would happen if the housing authority blew up? Would anyone deny housing to any SRO buildings like the Sanborn, the Dewey, the Abbey Apartments? Have you realized yet that Skid Row will never be the same? The galleries and hipsters are here to stay, and cars vrooming down the wrong side of a one-way street, and everybody hustling under the same sun, selling art, others fruits, or begging for change. Everybody has to pay rent on the first. I'm going to read one more from this chapbook. It's called No More Poems About LA, but there probably will be more poems about LA. As a matter of fact, there definitely will be more poems about LA. Can't help it, I'm a poet of place. No more Griffith Park or LA Zoo. No more Crenshaw Boulevard or MLK Parade. No more intersection of Florence and Normandy. No more freeway worship or images of palm trees. No more starless skies or kissing on the beach. No more $3 Lyft rides from Joe's Pizza to Hank's Bar. No more lowriders sleepwalking down Whittier. No more girls with cat eyes and big hoop earrings. No more sitting at the park waiting for you. No more overdue books at Central Library. No more references to Bukowski. No more cold blood on hot concrete. No more fried chicken with a side of chow mein. No more still life paintings of tacos. No more odes to Jonathan Gold. No more baseball in October. No more loud graffiti on an overpass sign. No more smog romanticism or similes for traffic. It's time to burn the Hollywood sign. It's time to pack my things and go. Yeah, so this chapbook was published in 2019 by Distill Arts, who I still work with a lot. They do a lot of workshops in East LA and South Central, and just help people get published, or just help people write creatively, inspire them. So look them up on Instagram or Twitter online, Distill Arts, DSTL Arts. And besides this chapbook and a couple other chapbooks, they also publish these zines, these Corn Chops y Café zines that come out maybe about every 3 months. And these are put together by students like me and people from the community who attend the weekly workshops. And then at the end of the semester, we put together the zine, and anybody can join. So I definitely encourage you guys to look them up. I'm gonna read a couple of new poems I have in here, really short, and don't take them seriously, because they're just writing exercises that I had a lot of fun doing. And each semester is like a different theme. And so for this theme, there's food, and the title is Alimento Sagrado, which is what, sacred food, I guess, or sacred nourishment. And let me see. The first poem I'm going to read, it's called Church. Really short poem, and it's just about a weekly ritual that I have at my favorite Skid Row diner, which I don't name here, but it's called the Monte Carlo Cafe over on 5th Street. It's been there for a long time. Kind of historical. Michael Jackson filmed part of one of his music videos there. It's a really cool place. Anyways, Church. Every Sunday near the corner of 5th and Main, the bacon and egg on wheat. Hot holy water first, light cream, no sugar. The egg fries and the bacon sizzles and the tomato bleeds from its cut. My stomach mumbles a prayer. Table becomes altar, server becomes priest. I lift the sandwich. I receive communion. Thank you. Thank you, guys. And this is just another really short piece. It's called Cronies, and it's just like a little ode to this place over on Whittier Boulevard. Kind of also really old and historical over in East LA. And it's just like a good place to get a good chili cheese dog. They sell other stuff, but I definitely recommend it, especially Sundays. On Whittier, there's a lot of lowriders cruising. So it's a good place to just go sit and just like people watch or watch the cars go down. And I usually go like every other Sunday. And this is just a fun little piece, semi-religious, that I wanted to write for this place. Oh chili, oh cheese, oh sausage casing snap. Lord, you brought your peace to Whittier Boulevard. Thank you for this heaven with a roof. Here, napkins wipe away sin. This sacred food, this smothered blessing that fills our stomachs with serenity and our souls with grace. Oh chili, oh cheese, oh sausage casing snap. That was just something fun to write. And since I'm on the food topic, I'm going to go ahead and read my ode to Jonathan Gold. If you guys like this poem, you can definitely look it up on the LA Taco website. It was published last year on Jonathan Gold's birthday. To honor Jonathan Gold, don't write him a poem or an essay. Don't talk about your favorite restaurant. To honor Jonathan Gold is to learn how to navigate from West Side freeways to humble shopping malls in the San Gabriel Valley. Is letting your tongue travel from Manila to Calcutta all in one day. It means you know the taco is life wrapped in a tortilla. To honor Jonathan Gold, you have to recognize the seas and borders that recipes cross to make it inside a restaurant. You have to think about tired hands in the San Joaquin Valley picking garlic. You have to remember the brown bodies in the kitchen. And you have to leave a proper tip, not another Yelp review. To honor Jonathan Gold, visit a fancy taco spot in the Arts District. Sit across from a woman, look into delicious eyes and say, the sourness of the feta cheese on these sweet potato tacos overpowers the sweetness. To honor Jonathan Gold, there has to be a table where food is shared, not worshiped, or a picnic at Hollywood Forever Cemetery, or under the lights of a taco truck on the South Central Street. So text your friends, invite them to dinner, and order everything on the menu.
Contact latest.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
good to see you.
ZT.
Good to see you.
Great-
Good to see you.
Great to see you, man. I'll
Okay.
see you soon.
That's it.
Oh, you're gonna be at the book festival?
Yeah, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be
All
there.
right, Culver City.
Okay.
GT will be there, I'll be there. Awesome. Let me read a couple more. Let's do this love poem. Love poem for the Four Seasons. It's in a ekphrastic piece. It's after Wendy Red Star's Four Seasons. Wendy Red Star, really awesome Native American artist. Feel free to look her up right now. It's all good. She produces a lot of different kinds of art. She has these group of photographs called the Four Seasons. It's really beautiful, colorful, and funny. And I really love these pieces, so I just kind of responded to those pieces. I love you as the earth dances around the sun, no matter where the North Pole faces. It doesn't matter that wolf and deer are watching. On a Pendleton blanket, laid down in the woods, I love you. I don't romanticize you. In your rainbow regalia, I see nothing fake about you. During autumn, you're a certain dark thing, not one with nature. In these hands, your scent will be respected. Your crow name is always smiling. Against winter, snow, or summer rain, your brown skin shines. By the river, I sit next to you, contemplating spring, and with my brown eyes, I adore you. I love you as a response to history and colonization. From a reservation in Montana to rice terraces in Luzon, our lives overlap like the weaving on an Apache birding basket, where my heart is now resting. And let me stay on that same theme and read another little emo poem here. And this one actually is published on drunkmonkeys.net. It's a really cool literary website. Look that up. You can find this there and a lot of other awesome writers and a lot of really cool poetry and literature related to pop culture. This is called Massey Stars Fade Into You, Plays in a Bar. What's there is a red glow spread out on everything. The jukebox hums soft love through speakers. A lone bartender mixes potions in near darkness. What's not there are roars of laughter, the sound of work complaints and empty mugs slamming. What's missing are the patrons, the regulars on a Wednesday night. In a corner booth, a man and woman sit, guarded by an entourage of empty glasses. What's missing is her partner. What's missing are his insecurities. So, her hand inches closer to his. Their fingers hook and trap each other, entangle, hold. What's there is not spoken, not whispered. What's there is reflected in a shot of whiskey, in the last call plea from the bartender, in a neon sign flickering like a heartbeat, and in the voice of Hope Sandoval as she sings, I think it's strange you never knew. Thanks. Read another emo poem that also takes place in the bar. I don't do a lot of writing in bar, but it's funny. I actually do a lot of editing in bars. That's weird, right? I don't get drunk. I work first, then I reward myself with drinking. Anyways, this is called Noche Buena, and it was published in the most recent issue of Witchcraft magazine. It's Christmas Eve, and I don't have my kids for the holiday. Another Friday where I head to the bar after work. A woman meets me there, brings vegan tamales and cake to share. Her pink furry jacket juxtaposes against my favorite dark corner booth where we sit and talk. She tells me about growing up in the suburbs after moving away from the inner city. I've only walked from one hard neighborhood to another. She refills her glass with a bottle of Patron that comes out her purse and matches me drink for drink. I think she's a keeper. She asks if I like the food. Her smile is a wink, and I let my sad guard down. I tell myself, I don't have much, but I have her attention. I lie and say I like the vegan tamales. Okay, gonna change up the theme a little bit. This is called The Sound of an American Flag on Fire. And I think this one you can also find on drunkmonkeys.net. It's the sound you hear when you turn off your TV. It's the sound that old men make at night as they sleep on the sidewalk outside empty loft buildings. It's the sound of air escaping your mouth after you get the notice that your rent is increasing. It's the same sound you heard when you tore that ticket for jaywalking. It's the sound of your head getting slammed on a police cruiser and the sound you hear when the power company shuts off your electricity after a hard day of working. It's the flash on a camera phone when a Latina border agent takes a selfie. It's that ringing in your ear when someone tells you to go back to your country. It's the click from a key as toddlers are locked in cages. It's the exact same sound you hear in your head when you look around and realize it doesn't have to be this way. Okay, I'm going to read another political poem here. Fair warning. This is a very different reading that I'm having that I'm used to, because I normally don't read this loud, you know? Usually I'll go read somewhere and you'll get anywhere from like 8 to 15 minutes. I'm trying to do, I don't know, like 50 minutes or something here. So I am talking in between poems, which I normally do. I actually hate when people do that. Yeah, I do. I just want to hear the poems, like the way I feel is you got to explain your poem. It's not working, but I got a lot of time to kill here, so okay.
Oh my God. That's awesome.
Anyways, this is called Poems Hold Up Half the Sky. A specter is haunting the page, the specter of poetry. Poetry that is written with stolen time at a work desk computer. It will arrive unannounced. It will take up space. Poetry will abolish the bourgeoisie. Poetry will result in bread and roses. This poetry is not a dinner party. It cannot be advanced softly, carefully, respectfully, politely, and modestly. Poetry is an insurrection, an act of violence by which one class overthrows another. To make poetry, you have to break a few lines. Let the ruling classes tremble at poetry. Poets have nothing to lose but their day jobs. From each according to their metaphors, to each according to their stanzas. Poets of the world, write. That poem set off an alarm. That was one of the very few poems I wrote last year, man. Probably wrote like 2 poems last year. But I'm happy to say that I just started writing again. I'm going to be sharing some very, very new work, most of which I'm still workshopping with. And I couldn't get my damn printer to work last night, so I'm just gonna have to read them from my phone, which is something that I'm actually also very against, people reading from their phones. I know the young people love to do it. Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. What Viva did at West California when she read, she put a book over her phone.
I know, that didn't even really work, and it was hilarious. Anyways, this is called December. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Like I said, I'm still working on these. They pushed away marigolds to make way for poinsettias. But 40 fields of flowers could not sway the sun to stay on earth past 5 p.m. Warm was a memory. I purchased many sweaters, hid my face in hats and scarves. The people in their homes were sick. The people at work became sick. There were no love letters in the mailbox, only bills. The numbers on the calendar held our lives together. Rain and snow worked as a team to drown and wash cities away. A new year was just a long sigh away. And with the armor we built, we were ready to confront it. And here's one I think I just wrote maybe like 2 weeks ago that I'm really happy with, but like I said, there's a third draft. Anybody has any opinions or constructive criticism, I'll gladly take it. I'm mostly very happy about this poem because it's, I'll tell you later. Let me read it first. Empty room. The television glows. SpongeBob is on the screen, annoying his cartoon neighbor with maniac laughter. A cat curls up in a corner, content to be left alone, but wishes someone had fed him. The bunk beds are unmade. Legos are half-formed ideas scattered on the floor, waiting to be stepped on. A Nintendo Switch is plugged into a wall socket, battery charging. Stack of textbooks sits quiet, waiting to be acknowledged. I sit on a bed, smile at the cat who now cries for food. All the while, SpongeBob continues to laugh. And I'm just excited about that poem because it's only the second poem I've ever written. It's about my kids. Never write about my kids. So I was very happy with that. And that came off of a class from Conchas y Café. So again, I definitely recommend them. Anyways, like I said earlier, I am a poet of place, but I'm trying to move away from that. I've been working on this other chapbook for a long time, and it's going to be more about music, poems influenced by music or based on song, stuff like that. Strongly connected to music, like that Mazzy Star poem I read earlier. And so I'm going to read two more poems. These are hopefully going to be in the next chapbook. And these are very fresh. So again, if you guys got any suggestions or criticism, I'll take it. This is a really short one. It's called Chase the Devil, after Max Romeo's Chase the Devil. If you're into reggae, you know. If you know, you know. I'm gonna put on a cool t-shirt and my favorite cardigan and chase capitalism away. I'm gonna do it alone. I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna read all the books, all the Marx, Lenin, and Mao. I'm gonna chase capitalism away. I'm gonna do it alone. I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna learn my lesson. Self-criticism is a light bulb. I'm gonna gather all my friends. We're gonna chase capitalism away. Together, we will win. Yeah, I might as well end on this one. I just finished the third draft on this poem yesterday. No one's heard it except you guys. This is called Ode Punks, with the beginning from Fugazi. I never thought so hard on dying before, but then the insurance agents wouldn't stop calling about burial insurance. I kept telling them I was too punk rock to care and that my final expense would probably be more vinyl. 20 years ago, my rage was red and righteous. My hair was midnight blue. Youth was a neighbor. Death lived far away. With fire in my soul, without fear in my heart, and a punk playlist in my head, I took my anger to every protest. There was graffiti in every step I took. Vandalism loved me. Revolution was around the corner, and I would live forever. These days, I let back pain dictate my actions. I can't outrun the police. I can't outrun the insurance agent's calls. But I can hang up on them because old punks never die. Thank you for everybody that's here, everybody online, Zoom, YouTube, future watchers, thank you. Again, my name is Nikolai Garcia. I have a chapbook out. Look it up, look up the Distill Arts website. You can find it on there for sale. or look me up on social media, Twitter, Instagram, at Hello Kami with a K. Thanks.
You know, this is actually the first time that I ever heard anyone say that they hate when other poets talk in between poems. Like, at least when I saw that for the first time, like, at the very least during the pandemic, I thought that was a cool thing. But then again, when that particular poet that I watched do that, that was more like at a museum-like setting. And that's usually what I try to do here at my place cafe, like something like museum or a university type like setting where they have like the one poet, like do like a, what they call like a, what's it called? A guest lecture or something like that. But no, I appreciate it. I'm not saying I'm upset or anything, but that's like, it's cool. It really is cool that, you know, you're being honest, and that's pretty good. And I like your set, how you read, you know, from your book and all the stuff in between and other anthologies you've been on, and including all the new stuff that you read, you know, recently. Honestly, for me, I thought like the stuff you've written is pretty cool. It really is. I don't really have nothing to say like, oh, you need to change this or change that, or this sucks, or I don't have anything to say about that, like that. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna go here and say that Nikolai, thank you for reading. Great job. And I'm happy your Hybrid My Place Cafe event is now a reality. It's now in the books. It's now archived on YouTube. And we're making goodies out of Zoom for an in-person event. I thank Olga Murillo for introducing Nikolai. She grew up in Compton, as she mentioned, just like Nikolai. And I'm actually glad I got to connect them together. Thank you, Latanya, Jody, and all my coworkers. To get in touch with Nikolai Garcia, as he mentioned, you can follow him on Twitter at Hello Kami. Last month, during Cecilia Caballero's My Place Cafe reading, I met Caballero at Rearte. This Centro Literario is the headquarters for Dryland. As of today, Rearte is an online-only business. I already said why last month. If you want to support Rearte, join a virtual workshop led by Macedillo, Viva Padilla, the founder of Rearte, and or Tongo Eason Martin, San Francisco Poet Laureate. You can also visit Rearte's social media pages to find out and or direct message them on Instagram, for example, on how to obtain links to these workshops. Another way to support Rearte is to buy books from their website, reartela.com, or at Dryland Magazine's website, drylandla.org. You can also Venmo Rearte at Rearte LA. Online viewers, if you want more poetry and art, watch me if you want to see me read. I mean, I'm not as good as Nikolai. And Carly Creeley, who's an artist, at Nervous Ghost Press's open mic tonight at 6 p.m. It will be live streaming live on the YouTube channel, Nervous Ghost Live. Tomorrow at 1 p.m., Steve Johnson returns to perform at this spot we're at right now. Check it out. On President's Day, Monday, my place will close at 12:30. Have a great President's Day weekend, and remember, make my place your place. Zoom changed the button to where like I can end the live stream. Oh, come on, are you serious? No, I'm not trying to view the stream, I'm trying to end the stream. Okay, you know, I'm about to end this whole meeting.